Claude Sports Corner here in the last day of May 2016. And it's over for the Thunder. They blew it, folks. And I knew it was over after Game 6. And let's face it, we all knew it was over. I mean, they started out hot. They were moving the ball around. You know what? I can't blame Durant as bad this time as Game 6. Let's face it, he failed. But remember I said the last time, the over-under for them was 55. Ended up being 51. They're home. Durant played better, but not much better. He was, however, a little bit more aggressive, but his lack of a post-up game, he doesn't have that killer mentality that Westbrook has. And I know Westbrook was very erratic, but he kept coming. At one time, he did have an assist-to-turnover ratio of 7-1. And he had maybe about 3 straight turnovers when they just collapsed. But listen, Klay Thompson started out something like 0 for 6, 0 for 7. I forget exactly what, but once he hit his first 2, that was it. Draymond Green was a little bit of a factor, not a great factor. Let's face it, it was Thompson and Curry. And you know what? Kevin Durant just disappears too much in these big games for me, man. He just does. You know, and here's a point to all you Knicks fans or so-called Knicks fans out there that dog Carmelo Anthony every chance you damn get. If Carmelo Anthony is on that team and not Kevin Durant, they're winning Game 6. I guarantee you that. For all of Carmelo's misgivings, and I know he's a little in the Kobe Bryant thirsty mode, I get it. But you know what? You need that in a superstar sometimes. And let me tell you something. Carmelo Anthony's not afraid of that paint, I tell you that. He's not one of those pretty boys who won't get his face dirty. He won't go in there and grind a little bit. Durant does not get to the line enough. He just doesn't. He never has developed that post-up move. Whether it's a fadeaway, whether it's a drop step, he has never done that. He's settled for the 3, sometimes a lot, in fact, a lot of times, as we see in this series to his detriment. Or he'll just pull up mid-range. I mean, maybe about 2 or 3 times a game, he'll go to the hoop. But he doesn't reach he just does not, he's just too passive for me. And that's why Westbrook is as reckless as he is sometimes. Because you know what? No matter what, Russell Westbrook is going hard to that paint. Is he over-aggressive? Yeah. But let's also be fair. Instead of putting all the blame on Westbrook and Durant, and of course when you shoulder as much success, you get a lot of the blame. Serge Ibaka, you got to get more than 3 rebounds, for God's sake. You're 6'10", 260 pounds. 3 rebounds is unacceptable. All the jacking up threes, unacceptable. I'll tell you who else gave him nothing. Roberson did nothing. I was waiting for Billy Donovan to at least put in Anthony Morrow, a great 3-point shooter, to try and get him back into the game a little bit, because he was getting absolutely nothing out of Roberson. Now, the positives for Oklahoma City, you know what? Adams and Cantor did their jobs. They really did. No one can blame those 2. They fought their hearts out. They were good on the offensive glass. They were rebounding, showed a lot of low post moves. But they fell short yet again. Have to give it to them. Warriors did their thing. Curry was magnificent. Klay Thompson is the difference. You know, it's funny. When they're both on like that, they're going to win. To borrow the words of QJB, and please subscribe to his channel when you get a chance. 99.9% of the time, Warriors going to win. And that's what happened. And now we have it set up. Rematch of last year's finals. LeBron, Kyrie, and Love are healthy this year. I wouldn't be shocked if it goes 7. Obviously, I'm rooting for Cleveland, which is ironic because I'm not really the greatest LeBron James fan. In fact, I'll take that back. I have nothing against him as a man or as a player. I have everything against him going back to Cleveland and playing for that sorry-ass owner, Gilbert. Especially after the way they treated him and his family. For him to go back like a runaway slave, I can't respect that. But I can respect the level of excellence that he has displayed as a player. And here's the thing, for the LeBron haters out there, and the Michael Jordan greatest ever, okay, you're entitled to your opinion, of course, but here's one thing that cannot be disputed. LeBron was asked to do something that Magic, Kobe, Shaq, Magic, whoever the hell you want to put up there, was never asked to do. He was asked to do 2 things at 17/18 years old. Save a franchise in Cleveland, which was abysmal when he got there. And he also raised the NBA level to new heights because the Shaq Kobe thing had blew up. And they were looking for the next great superstar, which Grant Hill never materialized to be due to injury. We know that. Penny Hardaway. But let's face it, LeBron James has been that for a number of years, ever since he stepped onto the scene. And that can't be denied, whether you hate him or not. So the stage is set. I'm going to ride with Cleveland in 6 because I do believe that Kyrie is going to give Steph Curry fits. The X Factor, I'm not going to say is Kevin Love. In fact, the X Factor, as crazy as it sounds, is J.R. Smith. J.R. Smith plays well. They're winning in 6. If J.R. Smith shoots poorly, and listen, he can shoot you in and out of games. We as Knicks fans, in fact, throughout his whole career, if you go back to his Denver days, we know that. Even though he has matured a lot as a player. Let's be fair to him. And Shumpert, for that matter. It's funny, the 2 ex-Knicks are going to have a lot to do with how this finals goes. Because Shumpert is, at his best, a lockdown defensive stalwart. He really is. And if I were Tyronn Lue, I would make sure to have Shumpert on Klay Thompson. Forget Steph Curry. Because, let me tell you something. Klay Thompson's the difference. Curry's going to get his. Klay Thompson's the X Factor. If Klay Thompson's over 25, they're not losing. Klay Thompson is about 18 to 20 or less, you can beat him. It's simple as that. I'm done talking about Durant and Westbrook. I don't care if Durant ever goes back to OKC. OKC wants to keep him. You know what? They just need to blow up the whole thing, start from scratch around either Westbrook or Durant. Pick one and just move on from there. Please hit the like and subscribe button. This is Claude Sports Corner. Take care and God bless.